Hi, this is Ken, and today I want to start with a very simple statement. Tesla is no longer just a car company. In fact, if you look closely at what Tesla is doing right now, you start to see something much bigger. Tesla is quietly building four massive industries at the same time: transportation, autonomous mobility, energy infrastructure, and robotics. And today's news actually reveals that these plans are starting to move from theory into real-world deployment. So in this video, I want to walk through four major Tesla developments: Robotaxi pricing, Cybercab production, Tesla's energy expansion in the UK, and the latest updates on Optimus. Individually, these stories might look unrelated, but when you connect the dots, a much bigger picture starts to emerge. And if you are a Tesla investor, that bigger picture could matter a lot. Let's start with the first story: Robotaxi pricing. Recently, Tesla adjusted the price of its Robotaxi service. The cost per mile has reportedly increased by roughly 40%. Now, at first glance, this sounds like negative news. Price increases often make people uncomfortable, especially when we're talking about a service that is still considered to be in an early stage. But if you think about basic economics, price increases usually mean something very specific. Demand is stronger than expected. In most industries, prices fall when demand is weak. Prices rise when demand is strong. So the interesting question here is not why Tesla raised the price. The more interesting question is what this says about the actual usage of Robotaxi. Because if Tesla is confident enough to increase prices by that much, it could suggest that demand is already stronger than many people assumed. This leads to an important shift in how we should think about Robotaxi. For years, most people have treated Robotaxi as a technology experiment, something that might work someday if autonomous driving improves enough. But what if Tesla is already moving into the next phase? What I would call the business model phase. First, you build the technology, then you test it in the real world, and finally, you start optimizing the economics, pricing, utilization rates, fleet management, all the things that turn technology into a real business. If Tesla is already adjusting pricing, that suggests Robotaxi may be moving closer to becoming an actual revenue platform. And if that happens, Tesla's business model changes dramatically, because once Robotaxi works at scale, Tesla is no longer primarily a car manufacturer. Tesla becomes a transportation network. Think about the difference. Traditional car companies make money when they sell a vehicle, one sale, one transaction. But a Robotaxi network generates revenue every time someone takes a ride. Every mile driven becomes a revenue stream. Instead of selling a product once, Tesla could potentially generate income continuously from the same vehicle. That is a completely different economic model, and this brings us to the next piece of the puzzle: Cybercab. Tesla is reportedly preparing production lines for a new vehicle called Cybercab, and this vehicle is very different from anything we see on the road today. Cybercab has no steering wheel, no pedals, and only two seats. In other words, it is not designed for human driving at all. It is designed purely for autonomous transportation. This is a car built specifically for a Robotaxi network. Now, here is the key point. Robotaxi is not just a software problem. Even if the autonomous driving technology works perfectly, you still need thousands of vehicles on the road to create a real network. Without vehicles, there is no network. Without network density, the service cannot scale. That is why Cybercab production is such an important signal. Reports suggest Tesla may be preparing a production line capable of producing hundreds of Cybercabs per week. That is not experimental scale. That is infrastructure scale. And that changes how we should interpret Tesla's Robotaxi strategy. Instead of running small experiments, Tesla may be preparing to build the physical foundation of a transportation network: software plus vehicles plus AI. When those three elements come together, you start to see how Tesla could build something much larger than a car company. Now let's move to the next story: Tesla's energy business. Tesla recently obtained an electricity supply license in the United Kingdom. This means Tesla can now sell electricity directly to homes and businesses. At first glance, this might seem like a completely different industry from cars, but when you look at Tesla's ecosystem, it actually makes perfect sense. Tesla already sells solar panels. Tesla sells Powerwall home batteries. Tesla sells electric vehicles. Now Tesla can sell electricity itself. When you combine these elements, something very interesting happens. You create an integrated energy ecosystem. Imagine a typical home in this system. During the day, solar panels generate electricity. That electricity is stored in a Powerwall battery. At night, that stored energy can be used to power the home or charge an EV. And when electricity prices are high, excess energy can even be sold back to the grid. This concept is known as a virtual power plant. Instead of relying entirely on centralized power plants, thousands of homes act together as a distributed energy network. Tesla is already operating these systems in several regions in the United States. If this model expands globally, Tesla could become not just an EV company, but also a major player in energy infrastructure. And that brings us to the final topic today: Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot. Elon Musk recently mentioned that the next generation of Optimus, often referred to as Optimus 3, may be approaching its final development stage. According to the current timeline being discussed, initial production could begin around 2026, with larger scale production potentially starting around 2027. Of course, timelines in robotics are always uncertain, but the implications are enormous. Because if humanoid robots become commercially viable, the potential market could be far larger than the automotive industry. Factories, logistics, retail, healthcare, household assistance. Physical labor exists everywhere, and if robots can perform even a portion of those tasks, the total addressable market could be massive. This is why Elon Musk has repeatedly said that Optimus could eventually become Tesla's most important product. So, if we step back and look at everything we discussed today, a clear pattern starts to emerge. Robotaxi, Cybercab, energy infrastructure, humanoid robots. These are not random projects. They are 4 pillars of Tesla's long-term strategy: mobility, AI, energy, and robotics. And what makes Tesla unique is that all 4 of these industries reinforce each other. AI improves autonomous driving. Autonomous driving enables robotaxi. Energy infrastructure supports electric mobility. Robotics leverages the same AI systems. Tesla is essentially building an integrated technological ecosystem. And this year could be particularly important because 2 major milestones may happen. Cybercab production could begin, and Optimus could enter its early production stage. If those 2 things move from prototype to real-world deployment, Tesla's story could enter an entirely new chapter. Before we wrap up, let's quickly check Tesla stock. Today, Tesla fell slightly below the $400 level, currently trading around $397. Short-term price movements will always fluctuate, but for long-term investors, the real question is not what Tesla stock does this week. The real question is whether Tesla can successfully launch these new platforms: robotaxi, energy networks, humanoid robotics. If even 1 or 2 of these industries scale successfully, Tesla's future could look very different from what most people imagine today. Alright, that's it for today. If you found this analysis helpful, please consider liking the video. And if you want daily Tesla insights and long-term analysis, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and as always, enjoy life in the future. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.